We all have the same amount of time in a day, 24 hours. So how is it that some people lead full, productive lives with ample time for family, friends and personal growth, while others struggle just to keep up with work and chores? It all comes down to priorities, or some would say priority. Perhaps you've heard the analogy of the rocks, pebble and sand. Recently, I shared this with a client who was able to apply this lesson to great effect. Interestingly, she hadn't heard this analogy before. If our life is like a large jar and we only have a finite amount of space to fit in all the activities we want, the rocks represent the important stuff: family, relationships, health, passions, maybe spirituality. These are the things that if everything else were taken away, you could say life would still matter and have meaning. Pebbles are the secondary but still important matters, such as your livelihood, career, education, your home. The sand is the small things: material possessions, chores, time scrolling on social media, mindless browsing and the like. Some would add water to signify leisure and time to socialise. The analogy is simple. If you fill the jar first with sand and pebbles, there's no room for the rocks. In the same way, if you fritter away your premium time and attention on Facebook, wandering the mall or accumulating material goods, and if you spend all your waking hours on work matters, that leaves no time or energy for family, health or relationships, or the things that could really give life value to many. On the other hand, if you put the rocks in first and then the pebbles and then the sand, you'll find there's surprisingly room for almost everything, meaning if you take care of the most important stuff first, there will still be time and resources for the secondary and tertiary aspects of life. And the water will still find its space in the apparently full jar, because no matter how full your life is, you'll still find there's room for coffee with a friend. The same analogy can be applied in the context of business. The rocks represent the most critical tasks or objectives that directly impact business success. For example, strategic goals, revenue growth, new product development, market expansion, key client relationships or high-ticket deals, building a scalable business model, servicing the existing clients you already have. If you don't prioritise these tasks, nothing else will matter in the long term. Pebbles are important, but not mission-critical tasks. They help keep the business running smoothly, but aren't make or break. These are items such as optimizing workflows or processes, marketing campaigns or client outreach, team management and regular check-ins. These tasks support the rocks, but shouldn't take precedence over them. Without addressing rocks first, pebbles will just fill your time without real progress. The sand represents everyday tasks or distractions that are often urgent, but not important for long-term growth, such as answering routine emails, managing small administrative tasks, engaging in unnecessary meetings or low-impact activities. If you fill your jar with sand first, there's no room for rocks or pebbles, and sand can quickly eat up your time and energy. Practical action items for applying the concept would be: identify the rocks in your business each week or month. Allocate specific time for medium priority tasks, pebbles. Limit or delegate trivial tasks, sand. For daily productivity, you can even apply the rocks, pebbles, sand analogy to the way you approach tasks in any given workday. The rocks are your most important tasks, or MITs, for the day. These vital tasks that move the needle significantly towards your bigger goals, like finishing a major project deliverable, completing a critical client presentation, handling a key decision-making meeting. If you tackle these first, you'll ensure the most important work gets done, and these are the tasks that, if accomplished, will make the day feel productive no matter what else happens. Pebbles represent tasks that are important but not urgent or significant as the rocks. Examples: checking in with the team on progress, doing follow-ups and non-urgent tasks, responding to important emails that don't require immediate attention. These tasks help maintain momentum and support your big goals. However, if they take over your day, you may miss out on achieving more impactful results. Sand represents minor tasks, distractions, or busy work, things that don't contribute much to the long-term progress but often feel urgent. These would include answering non-urgent emails, scrolling through social media, attending meetings without a clear purpose. If you let these tasks consume your time first, you'll run out of time and energy for more important tasks, rocks and pebbles. These should be done last or delegated when possible. Based on this, you might structure your workday as follows. Start with rocks. Dedicate the first few hours of your day to your rocks, or MITs. This is often when you have the most energy and focus. Eliminate distractions to give these tasks your undivided attention. Perhaps use a timer. Tackle pebbles next. Once the big tasks are out of the way, move on to your important but less critical tasks, pebbles. Schedule these into blocks of time to avoid letting them eat into your rock time. And then fit in the sand. Handle low priority tasks during gaps in your day, like after you've finished the key tasks. So whenever your energy is lower, use time management techniques like Pomodoro or batching to manage these tasks efficiently. I like to think of them as rewards for having done my rocks. A productive day might look like rocks: finishing writing a client proposal, deliver a key presentation; pebbles, attend a team meeting, review reports, reply to important client emails; sand, clear non-essential emails, check social media, organise your workspace. Result: by focusing on the rocks first, you'll ensure that the major accomplishments are secured, even if the pebbles and sand don't get fully completed. There are some alternative approaches, of course. Everyone's values are different and specific to their state in life or even job role. If you're like me, some of the rocks in my day are surfing, sleep, healthy routines, and time with family. These are the virtually non-negotiables that I fit the rest of my tasks around. If I get them in, I'm satisfied with my day. The rest is pebbles and sand. So you can tailor the analogy to your purposes and what makes sense for you. A life worth living, or simply a productive day. And some people just love work, and that's okay. So in summary, in your life, your business and your daily routine, numerous tasks will vie for your attention and energy. Some have more impact than others, and some are important but not pressing, and some are extras and relatively inconsequential items that can be done last, or even in some cases done away with completely. How you prioritise them can spell the difference between a life of fulfillment and one that is merely full. What are your rocks, pebbles and sand?